we're going to go through an adrenal fatigue 4-part series about the 4 stages of adrenal fatigue. Today we're going to talk about stage 1 of adrenal fatigue. I'm Dr. DrLam. This is Dr. Michael Lam. The first stage is a fight or flight response, and how most people basically go into stage 1 every day of their lives. They're having regular stress. They are going to be putting out cortisol and little amounts of epinephrine and norepinephrine.
Yeah, stage 1 is called alarm reaction. And, you know, our body receives stress signals from our eyes, from our ears, from our nose. We smell problem, we hear loud voices, we see violence. And this sensory signal goes to the brain and is converted into chemical signals. And the chemical signals lead to the release of neurotransmitters and hormones. And these hormones, and specifically dopamine, norepinephrine, and epinephrine, that initiates the chain of cascades that lead us to response physiologically. So in the first stage, this response is being activated. That's why it's called alarm reaction. And the body's response to stress is by releasing these catecholamines that we mentioned. And then they each have physiological constructs. So for example, norepinephrine circulates in the brain and causes alertness. So you're now aware that, okay, an enemy is approaching me. Mm-hmm. Or I need to study harder for tomorrow's test. It also goes to the heart and causes heart to start a little pounding, a little faster heart rate, and it keeps us on alert. It keeps us more in tune with our environment. And that's what street drugs do, amphetamines. They are actually mimicking some of these neurotransmitters. But this is called alarm reaction because it's the first stage the body goes through. Of course, the adrenals are starting to put up more cortisol as a suppressing mechanism, as a cushioning mechanism. It's almost like the car starting to go on overdrive, then the body put on the braking mechanism to soften it down to have a soft landing. But in this process, we don't know about it. And this is why it's so dangerous. Most of us go through this alarm reaction. Let's say we're yelled at by our boss, we have to work overtime, we have a test coming up, we have to study all night. And so the body just feels tired, it's not quite there, we need some coffee, but there's no clinical debilitation. You're not like couch bound, you just kind of feel a little kind of off, and then you need donuts and you need sugar to kind of kickstart yourself.
You up, yes. Mm-hmm. And some people, they can still go throughout their day. They like you said, they don't feel super fatigued. Sometimes they might take a nap and they need that morning pick-me-up, whether it was the energy drink or coffee and the caffeine. Mm-hmm. But then they go back to normal. And but going through this every day, day in, day out with the chronic stress is not good for you. And that's how you can go from stage 1 onward to stage 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah, biochemically, there are 6 circuits in the body and 12 systems that regulate this neuroendometabolic response to stress. And in stage 1, some of it is already working hard. The biochemical pathways and the bioenergetic circuit is already off. The pancreas may be secreting more insulin. The cortisol output is starting to rise in the adrenal system. The ovarian system may be having more PMS as the estrogen levels start to rise. So there's a lot of connectivity and the multiple hormones are involved, in fact, over 50 of them. But the important thing to understand is that in stage 1, the body is like a rubber band that's being stretched. But because it's still pretty strong, it has the ability to rebound. And this rebounding process is automatic, so you don't even feel it. You just kind of feel a little off today, let me rest for 5 hours, take a nap. And that's how you see it. But actually the biochemical dysregulation is already well in place.
And those biochemical that you were talking about, insulin, those could lead to symptoms of just feeling like you're low in sugar, you have sugar cravings. If your hormones are off, you might have some PMS symptoms like cramping or just more bloating and things like that. And so minor symptoms that come and go, that is what our stage 1 is. It's the alarm reaction and the fight or flight response that your body has in a normal person. So today we talked about stage 1 adrenal fatigue. Stay tuned for next week where we'll talk about stage 2 adrenal fatigue. All right, we hope you really like this video. Share it with people and stay tuned.